It's the moment Ash Barty's entire tennis career has been building towards.
A destiny is fulfilled.
An Aussie woman taking out an Aussie Grand Slam, a feat last achieved in 1978, 18 years before Barty was even born. And to help her mark the achievement,
she is a legend of our game, and it is my pleasure to ask Yvonne Goolagong-Colley to present the trophy to our 2022 Women's Singles Champion, Ash Barty.
Humble as ever, the champ used her speech to heap love on her team.
I love you guys to death. You are the absolute best in the business, and I can't thank you for all the time and love you put into me.
Just as Barty reigned on the main court, for 2 special weeks, childhood mates Nick Kyrgios and Thanasi Kokkinakis have turned tennis's sideshow, the doubles, into a must-watch event.
All-Aussie men's doubles final.
The special case securing that all-Aussie showdown against Matthew Ebden and Max Purcell, and riding the wave of excitement all the way to victory.
The future of doubles tennis is now. The show must go on. And look what it means to them.
I feel like every time I go to the court, it's like my last day. You know, we're playing all these advanced doubles pairs, and then we keep pulling a rabbit out of the hat.
We've just kind of been taking it match by match and soaking up the atmosphere in the crowd, and we're in a final. Yeah, I wouldn't really expect it, but to do it with a good mate like Nick, yeah, wouldn't want anything else.
As for the celebrations...
Oh, it was pretty quiet, actually. I was pretty wrecked.
But maybe not so much for these guys.
I know that this big boy is going to be out tonight, so ladies, let's go.
Well, who better to talk championship tennis than with the tennis champion? Joining us now is former world men's #1, Pat Rafter. So, Pat, how big was your Barty party?
Oh, it wasn't that big, actually. I got so much enjoyment out of it, though. I didn't go out with them. It was about midnight. They said, come on, Pat, let's go. And I went, I don't think I can go, guys. I'm going to go to bed nice and early. She was amazing. I loved every part of it. And normally I would never miss a drink with Ash, but I was just a bit tired. I just can't say enough great things about what she achieved under all the pressure and expectations of every Australian. We haven't had a champion there in so long. And she did it, and she did it so coolly. Big fan.
Pat, it's also the expectations, which you mentioned, that literally the weight of the nation on her shoulders, but also the way she won, being down 5-1 in that second set and then fighting back to win that. It just showed some real Aussie grit, right?
Yeah, she just sort of went through the process. She lost the last, I think, 3 or 4 games. So she was just trying to stop the rot, get back into the match, and all of a sudden things started turning around. She started being free, started playing well. Collins got a little tight, and all of a sudden it's game on again. And the way she closed it out was very impressive. And you could just see at the very end that raw emotion when she let out that scream. It was very primal, and it was great to see her show that emotion.
Pat, she's only 25. She's world #1. This is her 3rd Grand Slam. She's obviously a champion, but we're now calling her a great. What's the difference? What takes someone from that champion realm to greatness?
I don't know. I was never there, but she's there. To go great.
Oh,
I do know you've got to win more than 2. Yeah. I don't know. I think the game itself is getting harder and harder. It's getting more and more competitive every year, and she is mixing it with the best. I thought that was some of the best tennis I've ever seen, But if you even ask Yvonne, for those 2 weeks, the best tennis we've ever seen at any Grand Slam for such a long time, and she just kept that composure, her smoothness, everything about it. I don't know. I don't know how she did it all under all the expectations. It's amazing.
She is so loved by the entire nation, Pat, and one of the words that constantly comes up in association with Ash is her incredible humility despite all of that success. But today there's been a lot of talk about men's double champion Nick Kyrgios and the comments that he made at his own post-match press conference. Let's just have a listen.
I would say that we've created probably the best atmosphere that this tournament's ever seen.
What do you reckon? Do you agree, Pat?
Well, it's a different type of atmosphere. They certainly create a lot of chaos out there in the crowd. It's not... I wouldn't call it a traditional tennis crowd that they get, but it's like a soccer crowd. Yeah, they have. But in terms of the best ever atmosphere, I don't know. I was on the court when Ash walked out, and the scream that they got, you're not going to get any better than that. And that's why you play tennis, that's why you play singles, that's why you play doubles. But it generally happens all around the singles court. And the scream that she got from the crowd there was something you'll never be able to replicate unless you're in that situation.
Pat, the emergence of crowds yelling "Sue" at this Australian Open has got to be the most confusing thing to happen at a sporting event. To try and work out what's "Sue" and what's "boo" is very tough.
It is. It's rather ridiculous, isn't it? But however, the crowd had took it, they've taken it, and they've added it. It obviously confused the hell out of Medvedev the other night when he was when he had finished one of his earlier matches. So. Yeah, it's unique. I hope it doesn't stick around too long.
Hang on,
I'm not a fan of it.
They were booing Medvedev though, weren't they?
Oh, maybe. They probably were. And I guess that's...
It's real hard to decipher. Well, Pat, given all of our recent achievements, is Aussie tennis having a real moment right now?
Well, certainly in the women's it is. I mean, you said we've got one of the greatest, I think, in Australian women's tennis that we've ever seen. In the men's, it can be better. I mean, we were definitely strong in the 60s and 70s. We had a great moment in the 90s as well. And the boys can certainly lift that. They have the talent. And you just got, if you get that depth there with Demonor and the Kays and Millman and Jordan and all those guys pushing through, you can all help each other achieve a lot of greatness.
And, of course, the amazing Dylan Alcott as well. Pat Rafter, you had your nana nap last night, so if they ask you out for a drink tonight, promise us you're going to go out.
No. If I'm not going for Ash, I'm not going for anyone. If I'm not going for Ash, I know I'm soft, I'm old, you can see the grey. It's not a cool thing, an old man rocking into a bar anymore.
Yeah, cool. That's sophisticated.
Yeah.
The grey's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you're still incredibly cool in our books. Pat Rafter, great chatting with you tonight. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, everyone. See you.
Thanks, Patty. Yeah.